Yeah. So, with the actual console itself as a whole, I mentioned at the sort of start of this video, or if I did edit this in post, the first video going, The problem I've got with it is that it just doesn't. This could be a complaint of the games industry as a whole, and I need to get my words correct when I say this. No, right. Nintendo Switch is taking what they've done with the Wii with the motion controller, with the return of the separate Joy-Cons, the second, and yeah, it is a hybrid of the Wii and the Wii U, if you thought that was possible. The problem I've got with it, though, is that with the portable screen, there isn't second screen, dual screen potential. My video reached 4 gigs, so I've had to edit this, so that might be what you cut there. There isn't the dual screen potential. I don't think there is, because I think you have to have the screen console, because I think that's got a lot of the power in it in the actual docking station. You can't play with that there and stuff on the screen. I don't think you can. I need to check that. I might be wrong. We'll put Tom's right or wrong up there. Which is a shame, because like I said, that second screen had a lot of potential. Look at what the DS... I mean, when the DS first come out, people forget that everyone turned around and went, it's got 2 screens. What? Why have 2 screens? And then you saw what all the developers were doing with it, and it was like, makes perfect sense. Why didn't we think of this before? And the Wii U was supposed to do that, and it was supposed to, have that. It was supposed to have that great DS-like library, and it never got it. And they've kind of abandoned. It seems like they've abandoned the dual screen with the Switch, and with the console itself. Yeah, it's not doing. I don't know why I'm complaining about it now, thinking about it. I wanted it to do... I don't want to turn around here and go here that it should have done more graphical output. I think this is my worry and concern for the Switch console is that PS4 Pro's out and that new Xbox One's coming out. And the concern I've got is that a lot of the developers, the AAA guys, they're not going to support the console. They're going to support the Switch at the start for a day or two. I mean, clearly, it's going to run Skyrim. If it's running the deluxe edition of Skyrim, Definitive Edition or whatever, which was doing what the PC mods were doing when the game first came out, it's clearly a powerful console. It's got some power to it. But it's not going to have as much power towards the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One. So there's a concern that, what's going to happen is, I mean, they've announced a FIFA game for it, but the FIFA and the Call of Duty guys aren't going to support the console, which means, and I hate to kind of admit this, but it has to be said, if the big AAA guys aren't going to support it, it's not going to have a lot of titles that are going to make people buy it, because they are recognised big brands. And it needs that. The Wii U didn't have that. The Wii U had it at the start. It had an NBA 2K game. It had a Call of Duty game. It had a FIFA game. Didn't get it in future years support because it wasn't worth the developers building it, because it didn't sell the units, and so the console just slowly died out as it relied on Nintendo first party titles. What the Switch needs to do to survive, it needs, and please Nintendo do this, it needs to make development really easy. It needs to make it so that all the great little indie titles that have come out on Steam and on PC that are very, not graphically demanding, that the PS4 and the Xbox One do have, it needs to have them titles on it. And I think it is having Super Meat Boy, because there was that screenshot that got leaked that showed it, I think it was. But it needs to have like your Super Meat Boys, your Darkest Dungeons, your Faster Than Lights, which Faster Than Light should have been on the Wii U. The Wii U was made for Faster Than Light. Why that didn't go on there, I have no idea. Because what you could have done, like quick thing, Faster Than Light Wii U version, you'd have had all the controls for your ship there, kind of like what they've done with Affordable Space Adventure, and you could have had everything there, easy to control, easy to move around, and you could have had on the big screen, a graphical display of the battles or anything else. You could have done, you know, you could have had a better visuals going at the top and all the controls at the bottom. It was made for that. Sorry, fast and like Wii U, we needed that. I think there's going to be a Minecraft on the Switch, I heard. I think I heard that somewhere. But yeah, so it needs to have all these great PC games. Not the ones that have just come out in the last 8 years. It needs to have all the new Steam shit that's coming out. Do you know what I mean? Oh, you know what as well? What was that game? It's going to come up here. The one on the PC where you play as a border control agent. I can't remember what it's called now. It was like a fictitious kind of like Eastern European, Soviet Union style country. That game should have been on the Wii U. Wii U was made for that game. It had it on the screen. You could look at the top, and then that was your desk where you do your fight. Sorry, so much potential for that fucking console. But yeah, anyway, the Switch. We're talking about the Switch. So with the Switch, it needs to have that. PC developers need to be able to put all their new games that are developing on Steam, all the little indie guys that are making some great stuff, they need to get on that console. Well, Nintendo need to make it easy for them to get on that console straight away so that you don't have to have you don't have to have the whole PC unit to play these great indie games that are going around. That's what I think it needs, because if it doesn't, it's just going to fizzle out and die. Because I mean, it will. I reckon it will probably do really well over Christmas. You know, but I think a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people got burnt by the Wii U and the motion controller.